excited because next week we are going to be starting back on campus with our hybrid learning, and you have chosen to join us. I cannot wait to see your faces, even if it is under your masks. To my returning students, it has been 9 months since I have seen some of you, and some of you are now taller. Some of you may now drive. Some of you I might not even recognize under the mask because it has been so long. I am so ready for this reunion and I cannot wait to see you guys. To my new students, I have met with all of you once, but I am so excited to have you for the first time in these classrooms. I look forward to walking through this high school journey with you and getting to know you more in the days, weeks, months, and years to come. We have created this video because we have chosen to do hybrid learning, and there is a lot to cover with this. There will be some similar policies and expectations that you guys will see, especially to those of you who are returning. However, with a pandemic still in place and CDC guidelines, there are going to be some differences. You might see some new decor. You will definitely see some new safety measures and new policies, and you might even see some new faces. So as we work through all the new, let's continue to work on our theme this year of transforming your now. It may feel weird. It may feel unnecessary at times. It may even get frustrating. However, all we are doing is to make this the best and safest educational experience as we can in our chaotic world. So please be patient with us as we work through this, but also please work at respecting the staff so that we can have a positive and productive experience returning to school. So with that said, please follow along with us in this video as the admin team is going to talk you through what all you need to know about hybrid learning at MHP. All right, Phantom, so let's talk hybrid. What is this gonna mean for you? If you are a hybrid learner, basically you are learning 2 days a week on campus and 3 days a week at home. And so we have broken up everyone into 2 groups. We have the purple group and we have the gray group. If you are in the purple group, you are going to be coming, if you have the last name that has A through K. If you are in the gray group, you are going to be coming with the last name of L through Z. And then the purple group is going to be coming on Mondays and Thursdays. The gray group is going to be coming on Tuesdays and Fridays. Now I know that is a little confusing. This is the best way to be able to break our students up so that you guys can fit into classrooms safely. We can only have 16 kids in a class to maintain our social distancing. So we really had to break that up. We're looking at about 157 students on Monday and Thursday and 135 students on Tuesday and Friday. Now the other 3 days, you will still be learning at home. You will be attending every single class all week long. So basically, if you are choosing hybrid learning, Phantoms, you are choosing now to be on campus or off campus with the schedule that we have given you, which is basically a regular schedule that we had pre-COVID. Monday through Friday, you will be getting live lessons from your teachers. Now 2 days a week, you will be on campus getting those live lessons. The other 3 days a week when you're at home, it will be mandatory to attend, and you will need to join the Google Meets and watch the class from home every single day. So Monday through Friday is mandatory attendance. No more just showing up when you feel like it. If you are choosing hybrid learning, this is what you are choosing, is to be back at school. And our end goal is to be back at school with every student in class on campus every day. And so we're working towards that goal so that we can do that as soon as possible. So that is what the hybrid learning is gonna look like. Now, for those of you who haven't been on campus, maybe you're a freshman or you're newer and you've never experienced the pre-COVID schedule, I'm just gonna go over that really quick with you. So those who are in 0 hour, That is a class that is just for our students who are in CAVIT, the CAVIT program. That's for juniors and seniors. So freshmen and sophomores, you get to apply for that later in your years to come. But that 0 hour is for CAVIT students only. And that is from 6:45 to 8:10. And yes, CAVIT students, if you are choosing to do hybrid, you are choosing to be on campus during that time on your days. So every class, even at home, you need to tune in at 6:45. So please join, please be in attendance. You will be getting marks absent if you are not in your Google meeting every day for every period. At 8:20 is our first period. That is from 8:20 to 9:50. And then from 10 to 11:30, you will get your period 2. 11:30 to 12 is our lunch. At 11:50 a.m. every day, our CAVIT bus leaves for those CAVIT students to get out to the CAVIT school for those who are attending that. From 12 to 1:30, we have our period 3. And then lastly, 1:40 to 3:10 is period 4. So there's some changes in there if you've been here before with our times, but for the most part, that is the schedule we had pre-COVID. And so we're trying to get back to normal as quickly as possible. And this is our goal, is to move towards that direction. So that's why we're doing this. Again, I just want to reiterate that attendance is mandatory, whether you're at home or on campus, for every single period. I do want to explain a little bit better about our Wednesday schedule, because I know there's a lot of questions about that. I know the other districts are doing the Monday, Thursday, Tuesday, Friday with every other Wednesday. That is something we may move towards in the future, but for now we are choosing to not have any kids on campus on Wednesday. Now that doesn't mean you don't have school on Wednesday. You still have school. You will still check in live with your teachers. There are a couple reasons for why we're doing this, but the main reason is because this gives us a break in the middle of the week to do some deeper cleaning of our classrooms and the facilities, and so that we can, again, be as safe as possible for returning to school. So again, just wanted to cover that Wednesday schedule as well. With that schedule, just like we used to have a Friday shorter day, that is what this Wednesday is going to be as well. Wednesday is going to be 70-minute periods rather than the 90 that we normally do, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. And so when we used to have pre-COVID, we had Friday always as a shorter day. Now that is going to be our Wednesday schedule. If you have any questions about the Wednesday or any times for our schedule, please feel free to call. I know all of this is confusing, but we want to make this as clear as possible. All right, so I'm glad we got that covered. Now we're going to continue on with some explanation from Ms. Mendez, a little bit more about the curriculum.
Hi, Mission Heights. It's Mona Mendez, your Curly coach. Although Block 1 came with its own set of challenges, we learned a lot from our experiences. Teachers found amazing online resources to use like Math Excel, Sapling, Delta Math, Edpuzzle, Edulastic, No Red Ink, Turnitin, and more. In Block 2, teachers are going to continue using these resources as well as the Google suite of resources, such as Google Classroom, Google Meets, and Google Drive. All student work will be turned in digitally, whether they are on campus or working from home. This eliminates any confusion as to where and how to turn in assignments. Teachers will be teaching live lessons from their classrooms every day of the week. Students will be expected to participate fully, whether they are in class or at home. Because in this new hybrid model of learning, students will be logging in from home 3 days a week and on campus 2 days a week, it's important that students develop and adopt various study skills that will ensure their success in Block 2. Use of their student agenda, time blocking, and general time management will be very useful this block. Taking focus notes. Cornell, outline, bullet points, it doesn't matter what style of notes you take. Just make sure that you're interacting with those notes by adding to them later. For example, writing possible test questions, chunking by topic, highlighting key concepts, circling vocabulary words, and writing their definitions, developing symbols for certain types of notes, drawing pictures to correspond with the notes, and much more. Another idea is to jot down the most important pieces of the lecture and leave spaces to come back to add more once you have a chance to review the presentation for homework. Study partner. Exchange a phone number and email address with one person in each class who is on the opposite days as you are, so that between the two of you, you can ask clarifying questions of someone who was on campus. Study time. Set aside time, about 20 to 30 minutes, to study each night for each class. Studying can include completing the daily assignments, homework, interacting with notes, rewriting the notes, adding to your notes, watching a related video on Khan Academy or YouTube to reinforce the learning. Other things to keep in mind while you're logging in from home. If you don't want others to see into your personal space at home, sit against a blank wall, if possible. Number 2, keep your cameras on while in class, unless the teacher gives permission to mute cameras. If you turn your camera off, it's the same as getting up in the middle of class and walking out. Number 3, use the chat feature to ask questions during lecture, but use your mic when being asked to participate in person. If you have any questions, you know where I am, you know how to reach me. Have a good day.
All right, Phantom, safety is going to be one of our top priorities as we start back. And so here's a couple of things we're going to do to make sure you're safe. As always, you should be wearing your mask at all times. For those of you who have medical conditions and a doctor's note, we will accept that you are able to wear a face shield with that documentation. So masks on at all times, social distancing will be practiced inside the classroom and when you are not in the classroom. All right, another thing you'll notice is that the water fountains have been turned off. It says for your safety, the water fountains have been turned off. It should not be used. Feel free to use the water bottle filler to fill your own bottle. Now, nicely enough, we are going to be giving every single student their own water bottle. So you'll be getting that on the first day. It will have your name written on it, like this one. And then you can just use that to fill up water, make sure you stay hydrated throughout the day. Of course, you don't have to use our water bottle filler, or water bottle. You can use your own if you would like. All right, another thing that we're going to be doing is making sure that all classrooms are disinfected at the beginning of each class period and cleaned at the end of the day. So as we go into Mrs. Vargas' room, as she's setting up, each teacher will have one of these fancy spray bottles, and they will be disinfecting their desks and chairs at the beginning of each class period, and then they will be using this cleaner to clean off that residue at the end of each day. So you can rest assured that the classrooms and all bathrooms will be cleaned frequently throughout each day. Hey Phantoms, Mr. Davenport here. Just want to go through the process for entering the school in the morning. So other than zero period students, which will be entering through the front office starting at 6:40 a.m. Yes, that's early U zero period students. Everybody else will be entering the school through the north gate. So here at the northwest corner of our campus, we have this nice student waiting area. So if you get dropped off before 8 a.m., you will be allowed to wait here. We do ask that you maintain some social distancing while you're out here. But at 8 o'clock, that's when I will open up the gate for you to come onto campus into the courtyard. That's a little bit later than last year. Last year it was 7:45. This year it is 8 o'clock. So here is the gate right here, the north gate. So I will be standing here and open it up at 8 o'clock in the morning. So this is where I will be with my mask on, of course. I'm trying to play two roles now, Mr. Davenport, the administrator, and Matt Davenport, the student. So I will be here welcoming students in as they come in. Once you come in through these gates, we ask that you put your mask on. And now you are on campus, you are in the courtyard. Students will be allowed to be in the courtyard between 8 o'clock and 8:18 a.m. I know it's kind of a funny number, but you can be in the courtyard from 8 o'clock to 8:18. So here is our courtyard area. The students will be able to hang out here for about 18 minutes until we open up the building. The building will open up at 8:18 for you to be able to get into your classrooms. For those of you who are going to be eating breakfast with us, and why not, because breakfast is free for everybody, you will come over here to this window and you will get your breakfast. We will have a line like a movie station or a movie theater, the lines set up where you will be able to line up for that. For those students desiring to go inside the building before 8:18, so I kind of need to be clear on that. If you are eating, you will need to stay out here. So anytime you are eating, whether it's breakfast or lunch, you will be out here in the courtyard. But during lunch, in the morning, between 8 o'clock and 8:18, if you do want to come inside the building, you can come in through these doors. If you need to use the restroom, there will be a staff member right here at these doors. You can talk to them about getting access into the entry or into the restroom. They're going to tell you to go through these doors, and I'm going to go through these doors and show you what that process is. All right, so when you're in here in the morning, you'll be able to hang out here till 8:18. If you do need to use the restroom, there will be a staff member at these doors. They will let you in if there is room. As you'll see, we're only letting in 2 students at a time into our restrooms. No more than 2 students in at a time, one at the counter, one in the stall. There are already 2 students in the restroom. We're on the stickers outside. On our social distancing inside, avoid touching items as much as possible. So you'll be able to use the restroom. There'll be another staff member outside these doors, ensuring that we only have 2 at a time. We're not having any kids hanging out here. Really, this hallway is only going to be used for getting to and from the bathrooms. As soon as you are done, you will exit out back through the MPR and wait in there until school starts. All right, passing periods are going to be a little bit different as well. When the bell rings that class is over, we're going to have all students exit the building. Yes, all the way out to the courtyard. So if you are in a teacher's classroom that exits into the hallway, you will be going out through a teacher with a courtyard door. And your teacher will tell you which door that is supposed to be. It's different for each teacher. You don't get to pick and choose which door you go out of. Every classroom with a hallway door has their assigned classroom with a courtyard door where they will be going out of. So for example, I just left Mrs. Potter's room 114, and I will be exiting to the courtyard through Mrs. Carlson's room 115. All right, so I've left Mrs. Potter's room. I'm going through Mrs. Carlson's room and out to the courtyard. So once out here, students will have essentially about a 10-minute passing period, 8 minutes like all together, just to kind of visit with each other. Again, we do request that you keep your masks on and that you are socially distant. But you will have this time out here. The teachers need this time so that they can go through and disinfect their classrooms. before the next group of students arrive into their classes. So while you're out here, you can visit with friends. Again, keep your mask on, keep socially distanced. A bell will ring once again, a 2-minute warning bell for you to go back into your classrooms. Depending on which class you have, will depend on how you enter the building. So if you have a class with a courtyard door, that's going to be easy for you. You're just going to go right in through the classroom. So for students that have a classroom that is in the hallway, you're going to be entering the building through one of two entrances. So if you are in room 108, 110, 112, 114, 116, then you're going to be entering through these doors that we call the lumberjack hall exterior doors. And students who have a class in room 101, 103, 105, or 106 will enter these doors, which we call our north courtyard doors. So that's this area here. Now, for the students who are picking up meals to be able to eat on the days that they are not on campus, how you're going to do that is between 1:30 and 3:15. So between the times of 1:30 and 3:15, you will be able to come around through the courtyard to the west door. So this is the west door. This is the door that I was usually standing at to welcome students into the building. This is where you will get your meals for the next couple of days. Hey students, Phantoms, this is Mr. Davenport. I'm just going to go through with you a little bit about how you're going to be riding the bus. For those of you who are riding the bus, we want to make sure everybody is safe and understands the rules and policies. So here I am at my bus stop and waiting for my bus to show up. And here comes my bus, Miss Nina, coming down to pick me up to go to school. Good morning, Miss Nina.
Good morning, Matt. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Can you do me a favor and just do some hand sanitizer for me?
Okay, do I need to wear my mask?
Yes, you do.
Okay, all right. So there's going to be a hand sanitizer bottle right here. So squirt a little bit of that on your hands, rub it in, and we're going to walk up to our seat.
Do you have your ID?
Oh, yes, I do. Let me get my ID. All right, Miss Nina, here's my ID.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now you can have a seat, but you have to sit one student to a seat. Only siblings can sit together, okay?
All right, one student to a seat. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so the ID process, we understand some of our new students, some of our freshmen may not have an ID the first week or two of school. So if you will just let the bus driver know your name, first and last name. They are going to ask you how you're feeling. That's part of our screening, our health screening each day. So make sure that you can ask them that. Make sure you're wearing your mask. Again, make sure only one student per row. Unless you are siblings, then you can sit together. All right, travel safe, Phantoms. We're looking forward to having you back. All right, students, this is Mr. Davenport. We're going to go through some things about the technology as we move into this new quarter, where we have our hybrid students will 2 days, 3 days out of the week be attending their classes remotely from home, and our virtual students will be doing it all the time. So we want to make sure that we go over some of those rules and policies here. So first of all, Google Classroom. All teachers will be using Google Classroom as the central location of announcements, important materials, assignments, and the link to their Google Meets online classroom environment. So that should be pretty common. I think all teachers have been doing that so far since we went into this pandemic mode. So that should be nothing new to you. You will receive an email from your teachers inviting you to join their class. Just click on join and you are all set. Google Meets. When you join a class from home, make sure you are using the link that is located at the top of the teacher's Google Classroom page. So this will allow you to watch the teacher while they are teaching. For those of you hybrid learners, for those of you who are virtual learners, this will allow you to check in with your teacher, go over any questions that you have during that check-in time. Only students with an MHPrep email account will be able to join. We've had some issues recently with people who are not students being able to get into our Google Meets classrooms and do some not nice things. So we have created the environment now where only students with an MHPrep email account will be able to join. And furthermore, all students will need to be admitted by the teacher. So when you click on that link, you will have to wait a little bit. The teacher will see your name and will admit you into class. That way they can make sure that no students who are not in their class are trying to get into that Google Meet. Once you join the Google Meet classroom, your camera must remain on for the remainder of the class. If you don't have a camera, you will need to come to the school and check out a school device. You can also purchase your own webcam if you would like to use that. But we do have plenty of devices. We just got more Chromebooks in on Friday, so we do have plenty of devices. We have one for every student who wants one at this point. So remember, you can't just check into the class with your camera on and then turn it off 5 minutes later. Just like you wouldn't be able to walk out of the classroom if you were on campus, that camera on tells the teacher that you are still there, you're still participating in the class. All behavior should be the same as if you were in the actual classroom. So you shouldn't be sleeping, you shouldn't be putting on makeup, those kinds of things. You should be fully dressed in your school gear, MHP polo, t-shirt, all those things, as if you were right there in the classroom. So we care about what you are doing while you are online. There's just too many inappropriate ways for you to be using technology during class time. So we are going to be using a program called GoGuardian that allows our teachers to monitor students' online activity. But whenever you are logged in to your MHPrep account, teachers will be able to monitor your online activity. So when you start doing your schoolwork, make sure you log in to your MHPrep account. If you don't log into your MHPrep account, then the teacher can't monitor your activity, which may sound like a good thing, but it also sounds like you're trying to get away with something. So if you don't, you will be required to come check out a school device to do your schoolwork on. Those are automatic because you have to log in with your MHPrep account. There's no way around that. But if you are using a personal computer, a personal laptop, and you are signing in not on your MHPrep account, maybe on a personal email, and teachers can't see you, they will call you out on that. They will email you, let you know that that can't continue. If it does continue, they will stop your access to the assignments. They will let me know, and you will be encouraged to come in and get a school Chromebook. And until that happens, you will not be able to continue with your schoolwork. All right? It's very important that we're able to monitor your activity while you're online to make sure you're not doing things that you shouldn't be doing. Some of those things, Google Meets will only be used for class sessions. Students should not be able to use this feature at any other times. Google Hangouts. This is kind of like a text feature. It should only be used to communicate with your teachers, with other classmates about your schoolwork. There should be no private conversations going on using the Google Hangouts. If this is abused and your teacher notices it, you'll be given a warning. But if it comes to it, this feature can be removed from your account, which may make it difficult for you to communicate with your teacher, especially during those Google Meets times. Pornographic websites are strictly forbidden. That should be completely understood. Plagiarism and academic dishonesty. When you're completing writing assignments that allow you to do research, make sure you always cite your sources. We have quite a few students that are getting written up for academic dishonesty because they're finding answers online, doing a simple copy and paste and putting it in there. Realize it's just as easy for the teacher to notice that as it is for you to copy and paste it from somewhere on the web. So make sure you cite your sources. Now, if you're just doing a simple homework assignment, you're answering a question, probably can't cite your own cite those sources. You have to do original work. But when you're writing a paper or something like that, and you're copying a quote or something from the internet, make sure you cite your sources appropriately. When taking an assessment or doing any other kind of assignment, make sure you're not accessing unapproved websites that might help you out with answers, like a math website or something like that, science website that could provide you with answers. Support. So anytime you're experiencing technical issues, please try to solve it with the help of your teacher first. They may be able to figure out what's going on using a Google Meet, using a one-on-one session, and they can figure out what's happening and help you solve it. But if you're not able to come up with a solution with them helping you, feel free to email me at matt.davenport@leonagroup.com. Sorry, I forgot the .com there. And provide the following information. Give me a complete description of the issue. Try to tell me how long it's been going on. How frequent is it happening? In which classes? Is it just one class or is it all your classes? And what have you tried already? Typically, things that will solve issues a lot is going into your browser and clearing the cache and the cookies, checking for updates, and doing a restart. A lot of times that fixes the issue. Sometimes you have to reboot your modem, but other times it may require some more help there. So if you need that, be sure and email me, reach out. And that's it for our technology policies and rules. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or call the school and we can go over that.
All right, Phantoms, I hope this video has been helpful for you guys. I hope that by going through the policies and the attendance and the schedule, the curriculum, all these different things, that you're beginning to understand a little bit more of what hybrid learning is going to be. Again, I know all of this is confusing. I know it's not exactly what we want. We're ready to be back at school all together, full-time like we used to be. And that is our goal. And hopefully we'll be able to get that this year. That is definitely what I want. So I just want to encourage you as we come back together. Again, be patient with us as we work through some of these things. We're learning about new problems and solving often. We're learning how to pivot. It's our new word this year, of changing again and again and just trying to roll with what we can to do the best we can and to have grit through it all. And I hope you guys are learning that through this time as well. For me, Phantoms, I just want to encourage you that if you are choosing, again, this hybrid learning, that you're all in with the policies that we have put in place, because we have put these in place for a reason. We have worked really hard to come up with this plan. It has taken months of preparation. It has taken months of purchasing and taking safety measures for items that we needed to make sure that you can come back and be safe. So all that said, please come back ready to follow the rules, come back ready to learn, come back ready to be part of the MHP family again. And we're excited for that. Hate to bring a negative to it, but I do want to finish with if students cannot maintain the policies that we've put in place, we will be asking you to choose to do online school. Because if you are choosing to come on campus, you are saying you are okay with the policies we have in place, that you are accepting that we are trying to take these safety measures. I know there are some who are more fearful than others during this pandemic. Either way, we're all in different places and we all need to respect each other during this time. So that is what I'm gonna ask, that you respect your peers, that you respect your teachers, and that you respect the school as a whole for what we're trying to do to maintain these safety measures and to bring you guys back on campus safely. So again, I'm excited to have you guys come back. I can't wait to see your faces, to continue with quarter 2, transforming your now, and let's just make this a great time, a memorable time. We're excited to have you back with Mission Heights family. I will see you all, or I guess half of you, I will see you on Thursday. Take care, fans.